July 31st, Nashville, Tennessee, as promised. Ric Flair will walk that aisle one more time.
The stiffest / most reckless in the ring.
Oh, well, there's a difference there because the stiffest is Bradshaw or Ron Simmons, but they're safe stiff. And so as there's so much of a difference between stiff and reckless. Reckless is just being clumsy in there. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. Some of the guys that are on top right now, and I'm not going to say a name because it'll just get me in trouble. But some of the guys that are on top right now are the clumsiest two left feet guy I've ever been in the ring with. And I'm sure he would tell me that I suck too. But that's, well, it is what it is. I'm not saying the name, so don't try.
Okay. All right. Well, detectives out there, figure out who Road Dogg's talking about. Let me see.
Yeah, and there's some that know. I guarantee you.
Is this inside the company, or maybe a few fans have maybe picked up on it as well?
No, it's not inside the WWE. It's in American wrestling.
Okay, right. Okay, very good. Man, that's a mystery, right? People figure out who it is.
It's Chris Jericho. I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it any longer.
Oh, is it actually Chris?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Yeah. And look, I love Chris Jericho. I think I'm a huge fan of how many times he's reinvented himself and continues to do so. And I watched like a fan, and I don't know when this airs, but I watched last night as he and Eddie Kingston beat each other up with barbed wire. You know what I mean? And so I'm a fan of Chris Jericho. However, sometimes in the ring, man, it was, tackle, drop down, go to hit the ropes, and you step on my hand. Like, what? Didn't you see the guy laying down here? So it was just weird stuff like that made it. And excuse me, he's a hockey guy too. So he's rugged and rough. And when you're a little, I don't know, look, he's a lot more athletic than I am. So it's hard for me to critique. I just know what I experienced,
This is something else I'd written down for later, but I really was hoping for a big old long feud. I mean, apparently you weren't hoping for that, but I mean, I was hoping for a big long singles feud between you two guys, because I thought, well, two of the best talkers. I'd seen Jericho in WCW, and by the time he got to the WWF, he's even written in his own book that basically not a lot of people thought he was any good because everything seemed to be going wrong for him.
Yeah. Well, look, I thought he was good when he got there. And that's the first time I had met him earlier. I'm sorry. I had met him earlier in Smoky Mountain when him and Lance were the Thrill Seekers. But early on, one of them broke their arm or something working. And so by the time I got there, they were kind of out of the loop, but I met him. So look, at the time I was still in active addiction, and God knows when I was going to be fired, but it was going to be either I was going to die or be fired any day now. And so at that point it was, who do we use to get Chris over in a positive way that the people kind of dig? And I was that guy. And at the time in active addiction, that bothered me. You know what I mean? In retrospect, I see it's phony baloney wrestling, man. And it's just a creative decision that was made. And I totally understand it now that I've worked on the other side of the train tracks, in the office and in the writing and stuff. I totally understand utilizing that guy that the people like to get this guy over. And that, I'm not saying that him beating me got him over. I'm just saying we want him to come in a positive light. How do we do that? He beats Road Dogg in a couple of matches. He beat me in a couple of matches. You know what I mean? He powerbombed me through a couple of tables. He's a strong, scrappy dude. And kudos to him for where he sits right now. And where he sat all in between, because look, he's a smart guy who has done a lot of things, not just wrestling. And he's done them well. And so I don't mean, to say that, just because I found him a little awkward in the ring, I'm not negating any of his accomplishments. I want that to be clear as well.
Absolutely.